Cool. That work?
All right, yep. All right, well, today, as always, we have...
I don't know if I didn't start.
He was just talking
I was just
to
framing
us.
it for you. I was just framing it.
Let's get one more check on the frame. How's it
No,
look?
we are great. It's
Excellent.
good.
Oh, were you
Wow.
already recording it the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Beautiful.
Sorry, I just didn't know.
All righty. Well, today... Well, no, sorry. All right. Today we got...
Brian Tobin.
And...
Eric Gilbert.
And the one and only...
Raphael Diaz.
I don't even have to talk no more. This is great. So today we're going to be talking about mentoring. That's 3 syllables in case you didn't catch that. Big words. Mentoring. So real quick, Eric, give me a basic definition of what mentoring means.
I see mentoring is basically somebody who's got a position of experience, kind of stepping in and helping somebody who's got a little less experience, wanting to learn more.
Boom, boom. So, Brian, let's get straight into it. For you, does somebody mentor you right now?
I think a lot of people do. Yeah. I think I couldn't define one specific mentor,
Yeah.
but I think there's a lot of people out there that we get influence from.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
how about you? Anyone mentor you?
Yeah, well, I'll say this. Greatest mentor would be Ken Hazen for me, in specifically business world. He was a big, burly, 6'3", 300-pound
It's a big
white
man.
man.
Yeah.
And mentored this 100-pound wet, skinny, little scared.
He could just swallow you whole.
He definitely was the biggest, hardest impact as far as in the business world for me, for sure. In sales, specifically in sales. What about
So
you?
what do you do that made you a good mentor? Like let's dive into this a
Yeah,
little bit.
yeah.
I feel like we've asked 3 questions back to back that were
That's
not
true.
deep. That was terrible.
Yeah.
So let's and like we're gonna keep going. Like let's get into
Yeah.
things. Why is Ken your mentor?
Yeah.
Because like mentoring to me is a very important thing to have.
Yeah.
Because we grow up, we live in a world where we have all these questions, we don't know what we're supposed to do, and we're essentially swimming in an ocean, and we need like something to grab onto. And typically,
Yeah.
a mentor becomes that.
Yeah.
And what I've seen is that we end up becoming the mentor for others by natural way of like interacting with folks. So it's interesting that you brought this Ken guy up and you made
Yeah.
a silly analogy of like a big guy and like a small 100-pound
Yeah.
wet you. Which if you were 100 pounds, it must have been when you were 15 years old. So let's get into the nitty gritty, man. Let's stop being so visceral. Like, tell me why Ken was your mentor, like why he first came to mind when you answered that question.
Yeah. So he poured out years into me more than anybody else.
And so how did you Ken work together? Was it like educate? So tell us about the work that you guys did.
So he was the general manager. I worked at a Toyota store, and he was the general manager and / father-in-law.
Dual roles, man. Wow.
Oh,
so you
man.
could blow it, right?
Oh, so this isn't even a
It was
mentor
optional,
thing.
not optional.
This is like you have to say this because there's still a hit on you.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, people are still looking for you. And he knows that if you'll say your mentor, totally get it. That's
so
a great mentor.
he definitely trained. When I say trained, he squeezed me, and he was my specific mentor for sure. Was the hardest person also at the same time I've ever dealt with. So it was a double fold.
What made it so hard at times?
He was tough. He was old school, tough, on you. I mean, he just kicked the trash can at me.
Get worked up, yeah.
A straight slingshot at my face.
Well,
I'm just kidding. Don't be abusive.
yeah,
Not a
don't
good
abuse the
mentor.
power.
Don't hurt trash cans.
But as far as training and spending lots and he saw the star in me, and that's a key component. Like if you can, as being mentors, when somebody catches a star in you and is willing to pour out tons of energy into you, especially if you work together.
Yeah. For years, you said, right?
For years, yeah. That wasn't just like a 2-month thing. That was so for me. Ken Hazen was it. What about you, Eric? Somebody that's really, 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 really deeply impacted you.
I'll take a different part of my life, if that's all right. Probably like the spiritual side for me. I've just had different mentors throughout the process. So for me, I'm a Christian, and for that whole process with my walk with God, it really started in college. Like I grew up in the church kind of thing, but I didn't really experience mentorship until I got into college and kind of just started asking questions about, is God for real, or is it just like, it sounds good, I know I should be obedient, I know my family's in the church kind of thing. So basically, I went on a summer break and got around some other Christians, and I came back, and then I'm like, man, I really need somebody to help walk me through the journey of being a Christian.
Yeah.
So anything from student organizations like Cru to like Salvation Army to like I've just had different pastors and people.
So in your case, it was some organizations have actually helped you.
Yeah, the first guy that worked with me was called Aaron Jones, so I still remember him.
Shout out to Aaron Jones.
Yeah, Aaron Jones, good name, right? So for him, he was like on staff with Cru, and so he graduated from Purdue, and then he was purposely like being a mentor for college students who were a part of Cru.
Wow.
So I was living in the dorms at Northern Illinois University. Shout out to the Huskies up there.
What was that?
Northern Illinois.
No. What is that? What was
the Husky shout?
I thought you were telling me to shut up. This is a show.
We're supposed to be talking.
Just see it, the ears wiggling.
Yeah.
So he just started pouring intentionally into my life. Anything from let's just grab a bite to eat, have a casual conversation, to like, hey, I'm struggling with this friendship, to hey, let's dive into understanding more of the Bible. Yeah. Like it was a good balance for me as far as like I could have any real conversation with him, or I could just hang out and have fun at the same time.
So for me, it was so far what I'm hearing is for me it was being put like in a pressure cooker. For you, it was more of like the casual chats, like and lunches.
Yeah, it was like an intentional fellowship, I'd say. Like
what about for you?
Fellowship.
Intentional.
I love that. That was a excellent praise.
What about for you,
the most recent one I can remember is this guy Dirk Wilson, who I worked with at a company.
I thought you were gonna say Raphael.
That's right now, brother. But he was a corporate attorney, like, and I wasn't in the legal field at all.
Yeah.
And he and I just ended up working, and I was young, like 22 years old, and he kind of he thought that I had potential, and thought my brother had potential too, which I really appreciated. But he took time out of his life and like nurtured me. I think a theme that runs across all of us is like they're seeing the opportunity that's there with us as individuals, and they're willing to help us cultivate it ourselves because we can't do it. Mm-hmm. So from things like conversations to lunch to kicking trash cans out. It's honestly, it's like, I'm sure that has like a theme to it as well, right? Like making you be accountable, like emphasize some sort of emotional point.
Yes.
But for me, Dirk was awesome, and I still get beer with him like probably once a month, if not like once every other month, and catch up and maintain those relationships. And it's cool to see how he's grown as a person and how I've grown because of him as a person.
What about as far as an organization, anybody like as an organization as a whole have helped mentor you?
As an organization as a whole help mentor me? I guarantee the answer is yes, but nothing is sticking out right now. It might be because it's early. It might be because I just haven't had a relationship with that recently.
Yeah.